right. Welcome back to the She's on Fire podcast. I'm super excited to have you here again. Today, we're going to be talking about boosting your confidence. All right. And how you can go about doing that, giving you little boosts of confidence to really increase your confidence overall. Okay. So I'm going to give you 10 different ways to do this, and you really need to practice these things all the time. This, again, with mindset, you can't just do things sometimes, right? You can't do that. You have to constantly being practicing stuff. All right. So here's the thing I want you to really understand is, if you, especially if you're going through a rough time, if you feel like things are getting the best of you, incorporating some of these things right away, it's going to help you if you do this daily, all right? Because it's going to give you a boost of confidence. These confidence boosters are going to magically, and I say magically lightly because you really have to put the work in, lighten your emotional load, okay? So running a business, it's hard. Getting a business off the ground, it's hard, right? It is hard work. And when we don't have that confidence behind us, it makes it that much harder. Okay. So confidence is going to bring a brighter outlook on your life. It really will. I have been there where I had no confidence, and it's hard. It really, really is. In the last episode, I talked about going to, actually, no, it wasn't the last one, it was before that, going to this place called Subway, fast food type place where you get grinders. They don't have it all over the country, but when I had no confidence, and this is not a joke, this is the truth. Actually, it was in a post that I said this, but I've talked about it before. I literally had to sit in the parking lot and give myself a pep talk to go in and order food and stand up in front of people and place that order. I am not kidding when I say that. This is the God's honest truth. And so I know what it's like to have zero confidence. I know what it feels like. I also know what it feels like on the other side of that, when you do have that confidence and you have that light, really shed on your life, and it makes you feel so much better. So we're going to talk about the different ways that you can boost your confidence, and it's going to really help you if you implement these steps. All right. Here's the thing I want you to understand. If you have low self-confidence, it's not something that is genetic, and you're not just destined to always have it. You can change it. You really, really can change it. All right. So we're going to talk about 10 different ways to do that. But I want to see you implementing these things as much as possible. All right. So number one, you've got to take care of yourself. All right. I know that's kind of cliche, but it's so, so important that you are taking care of yourself, that, each day, maybe you don't shower each day. That's fine, whatever. Maybe you don't wash your hair each day. I wash my hair like twice a week. Okay. So, because I have blonde hair and it gets dried out. But you still want to be taking care of yourself. You want to be washing your face at night. Wash all of that grime off your face, from the day, especially if you've had a hard day, kind of use that as your ritual to wash away all the negativity. Anything that's happened that was negative that day, wash it off. Okay. There's a perfect example, Girl Wash Your Face, the book, right? But it's so true. Wash that off and move on. But you've got to be taking care of yourself every single day. Okay. It's so important. Some women also notice a huge difference in their confidence when they add just a little bit of makeup. Now, some people are going to get mad at me when I say this because they don't like makeup. But here's the thing. When you take care of yourself and you put just a tiny little bit of effort, into something like that, it really does make a difference. Okay. Even if you're just putting on some clear lip gloss, something like that is going to boost your confidence. This goes to number two, dress up every day. Now, I don't mean getting in a dress or getting in a suit or anything like that, but this might sound crazy to you. It may sound crazy, but, and I notice this for myself. I notice this for myself for sure. The days, even now, even now, the way I feel about myself now, on the days where I don't put my best foot forward and where I don't get up, get my makeup on, get dressed in something other than sweatpants or, yoga pants, and I don't put on something that I feel good in, that affects me throughout the day. It really does. And I've seen it with my own clients, right? We've talked about this many times. You've got to put your best foot forward. And that means getting up, washing your face, getting dressed in something other than your sweatpants. Now, I know what it's like to have kids, right? And be tired and exhausted. I get that, right? But I also know that you can do it. I do know that. And this goes for everybody. I'm not just talking to moms here. I'm not just talking to moms. You've got to really take care of yourself and put your best foot forward, because it's going to make you feel so much better. And I'm not saying you have to put a complete, face of makeup on. I do because I like to, and that's me. If that is not you, that's okay. But like I said, even if you're putting on some like pretty chapstick or something like that, it's going to make you feel so much better, and it's going to make you feel ready for the day. One of my friends literally told me that she would do her best work when she would dress up in a pair of like skinny jeans and put her high heels on. And that was her. It made her feel good. And when you feel good, you're going to want to do good too. All right. So I want you to do those 2 steps at least every day. Okay. Wash your face at night, wash all that negativity off, whatever went on, you know, even if you didn't have any negativity, wash the day off and move on. Get ready for the next day. In the morning, get up, get dressed, maybe brush your hair, even if you want to put it in a ponytail, that's completely fine, but make sure you're doing something for yourself. All right. Next, number 3, you've got to stop with the negative self-talk. Okay. So how are you treating yourself? If you like, let's think about this. If you overeat at lunchtime, and I'm guilty, you guys, here's the thing. I want you to understand I'm guilty of these things too. And I have to sometimes bring myself back. I have to sometimes talk to my health coach who brings me back and is like, relax, let's move on from this, right? So if you overeat at lunchtime, or maybe you devour an entire pizza or a box of cookies, what happens? How do you talk to yourself? Do you let your inner demon berate you? Do you do that? Take notice. I want you to take notice of how you treat yourself when you fall off the wagon. Okay. I want you to turn negative self-talk into positive self-talk. Okay. So instead of berating yourself for whatever it is that you've done, right? Turn it into an opportunity to exercise, to meditate instead. Okay. Take a moment and actually talk to yourself with a reassuring words. Now, again, I will say I am guilty of this. This not probably about a week ago. I want to say I did something so stupid. I'll tell you what. I'll just tell you what it is. So I rarely ever drink anymore. Once in a while I do, but I've been trying to be really healthy and really take care of myself, because I did gain like, I think 18 pounds during our move, not even kidding. So I was really trying to take care of myself, not just to lose weight, but just to feel better and be healthy. And I really like being healthy. And we had friends down they were down on vacation, and we went out one night and I drank 4 frozen margaritas. And you guys, that's a lot for me. Okay. So like probably after 1, I'm pretty happy. And I drank 4, and the next day, I felt absolutely horrible. Horrible. I can't even begin to tell you. And I was beating myself up about it. I was saying all kinds of negative things to myself. And I know in my mind, I know, okay, we can't do this. You can't act like that. You can't do that. But I'm just as guilty as anybody else, right? And I'm talking to my health coach, who was so, so helpful. And she reminded me of the things that I often remind my clients of too, right? You cannot do that. You've got to pick up and move on. Okay. You've just got to pick it up, move it on. If you've done something like that, get through it, especially if you have a hangover or something, get through it and move on and learn from it. More than anything, learn from it. All right. So literally move on from it. Stop with the negative self-talk. It's not going to change anything. Learn from it and then move on. All right. So number 4 is you want to make sure you take action every day. Every single day, you want to be taking action because nothing is going to go your way with your business, with anything you want to do without taking action, right? Somebody studying for a test, they're not going to get an A if they don't take action on that, right? So you can't do things and expect results from them if you don't do the things that you need to do. All right. You're not going to find clients without marketing your business. So take action on things every day, just small things. All right. It doesn't have to be this. This is what I see so often are people in business who are trying to run businesses, who are trying to start businesses online. It's like there's this huge mountain and they want to get to that top of that mountain so quickly. But here's the thing, if you don't do it step by step by step, you're not going to get there. Taking these small actions every day, instead of looking at that huge, huge mountain, taking small actions every single day is how you're going to make it. Okay. So whatever it is, first of all, stop thinking like, okay, I want to start a business, or I'm in business and I want to make, $50,000 this year. And I need to do all these kinds of things. And I have to build this huge program, whatever it is. Instead, break it down and take small actions on it every single day. All right. And instead of believing that you can't do something because it seems so big, change that into a can-do attitude. All right. And taking small actions on your goals every day instead of saying, okay, Tuesday, I'm going to work on my business all day long. All right. Maybe you can, and that's fine, but you should also be taking small actions on your goals every day anyways. Okay. So really understand that taking these little actions it's just so important. It really, really is. Set a small goal and celebrate the win. Okay. Don't wait until there's this huge, you have this huge goal. Don't wait till that's accomplished. All right. Celebrate the small goals too, because that's going to keep you motivated and that's going to give you the confidence to keep going on. All right. Go one step further and schedule that goal for an early morning. And once you get it done, celebrate it. Okay. So let's say your goal is to go live. All right. Let's say your goal is to go live and you're terrified of doing that. Do it in the morning, get it done, and then celebrate that. Okay. Do something and then celebrate. Every single day, do a small goal and then celebrate yourself because you deserve it. Okay. And then I want you to incorporate small habits into your life. This is number 6. Incorporate small habits into your daily life. Okay. So I want you to think about this. What could you do if you had an extra 10 minutes in your day? Because tiny little habits are going to really change things for you. Little tiny chunks of time and using them wisely is going to boost your confidence because you're going to get things done that you really want to do. So what if you woke up 10 minutes early tomorrow? Woke up 10 minutes early tomorrow. What would you do with that 10 minutes? Would you spend it doing a little bit of yoga? Everybody thinks that, when you do something, you have to do it for 30, 40, 50 minutes. But if you just woke up 10 minutes early and you did 10 minutes of yoga or 10 minutes of journaling, or you just started things without feeling rushed in your day, that's going to boost your confidence and it's going to help you. All right. Small habits could be absolutely anything that is going to move you forward a little bit quicker. All right. And that sense of accomplishment is going to motivate you to do more. That's the thing. It's like this big snowball effect, right? It's going to motivate you when you do these things. It's going to motivate you to do more because you see the progress that you're making. Okay. So that really goes hand in hand with number 5, right? You don't have to solve the world's problems in a week, right? But pick something small and dedicate a small amount of time to it because that's going to multiply what you're doing. All right. Number 7, focus on solutions instead of problems. Okay, this is big, and I am guilty of this too. All right, focusing on problems leads to complaining. All right, and I'm fairly certain you've seen your fair share of complaining on social media. Like there's so much complaining going on. It's unbelievably ridiculous. Don't be one of those people. All right. Do not be a complainer because it's not going to help you. That is not going to boost your confidence. That's actually going to bring your confidence down. That's going to bring you to a lower level. All right. So you have to really understand that you've got to get out of that realm. Get away from the people, the complainers, and be somebody more positive because that is going to boost your confidence. Okay. So if something happens and something goes wrong, don't just find somebody to blame. All right. You know, yes, you can be angry, upset, over a specific problem or something that happened. It's natural, right? But the key is not to dwell in this negative reaction. All right. Move on from it. If you have somebody on, let's say on Facebook, who is a constant complainer and constantly posting negative stuff, I want you to unfollow them. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's your mom, your best friend, but if that's the way that they are, that's going to bring you down too. All right. You don't have to tell them you unfollowed them, but you've got to really think of your circle of people because that is going to be another confidence booster when you don't have people that are constantly bringing you down. Okay. So, do what you can. I know that that's hard, especially if you have somebody close to you like that. Do what you can to try to limit your what you see from them. Okay. And then number 8, be grateful. All right. And I know another cliche one, right? Be grateful, be grateful. But I never realized how important it was until the last few years. All right. I never really did. And, it's so easy to forget about gratitude. It really, really is. Especially over the course of a busy day or when something negative happens. While journaling gratitude is popular, practicing gratitude can be as simple as saying, thank you for another beautiful day. Thank you for this life. Thank you. Every day I actually have a journal that's my gratitude journal. And I just write down 3 things real quick, 3 things that I'm thankful for either that day or from the previous day. And I keep it open on my desk. All right. I think that's a really good thing to do. So you see that. But if you don't have time to do that, at least sit there and think like, what am I grateful for today? And just say it out loud. Thank you for this life. Thank you for a beautiful day. Thank you for my kids not arguing today. Thank you for, whatever it is. Get that out there. Okay. Driving my daughter to school the other day, like there was actually a bad accident. And I said to myself after, I was like, thank you for that not being me. Obviously, I hope that the people were okay, but I was like, thank you for that not being me. I was grateful that I was not a part of that. Right. So you have to think of these things no matter what's happening in your life. And I know that sometimes I get some pushback when I say this, but it really is true. You can have the worst things happening, but also good things happening. So an example of this, and actually when I first started gratitude work, it was because my friend had lost her child. Okay. What a terrible, can you imagine a terrible experience to go through. And I was talking to her about it, and it makes me cry because it's just so emotionally overwhelming. And I was talking to her about it, and I said, I just I can't imagine going through this. You must hate life. And all the things were coming out that that I would feel. And she said, well, yes, it's, obviously terrible and tragic, and I don't know how I'm going to move on from this. She said, but I am also grateful for all the people in my life who have brought me food and baked goods and have tried to keep my spirits up. So, even in the midst of a tragedy, horrible tragedy that I can't even imagine going through, she was grateful for these people. And so I just want you to think of that. You can still be grateful even when bad things are happening. And at least it shows you that there is still good here. Okay. So be grateful for the things that you should be grateful for. That will boost your confidence. It will bring you up. It will help you. Okay. And number 9 is conquering self-limiting beliefs. Okay. This is a big one. Again, I've been guilty of this too, especially before I really worked on my confidence and stuff like that. But, Henry Ford said, whether you say you can or can't, you're right, right? So whether you think you can do something or you think you can't do something, you're right. And we all know this to be true. All right. So you have to understand, you've got to conquer your self-limiting beliefs. It is so, so crucial to do that. Okay. It is something that I know is not easy. It is something that I know takes time, but you've got to start turning things around and start believing that you can do something instead of constantly thinking that you can't or the mountain is too tall. You can literally do anything that you want with your online business. You can be anything that you want, literally. Okay. You've got to get out of that comfort cocoon. All right. I've explained this to my clients before. I call it a comfort cocoon, not a comfort zone, because I feel like a zone, it's more like you're in the zone and you're doing it, where a comfort cocoon is like you want to stay in that because it feels good and it's not scary in there, right? But when you start getting out of that and you start tackling the things that are keeping you in there, that comfort area, your confidence really grows. And when you start doing it little by little, it's going to help you. Now, you can take little baby steps. Every single thing that you do, all right, for building your confidence, for conquering your self-limiting beliefs, every single little thing you do increases your confidence. Every single thing. So while one person might do something huge and they're like, oh, I'm going to go live on my Facebook page. I've never done it. And that's getting out of their comfort cocoon, right? You may not be able to do that. All right. That right there is going to help boost their confidence, and it's going to get them moving into a more confident self. You might not be able to do that. So you need to take a little baby step right there, right? Maybe it's recording a 20-second video to post on your Facebook page, right? So make sure you're doing something though. Staying in that comfort cocoon, it's not going to serve you. You're not going to make the money that you want to make if that's where you are. So we've got to conquer these self-limiting beliefs and move through all of the things that are holding you back. Okay. Lastly, gain inspiration from people that you follow, from people you admire. Now, oftentimes I will say, don't follow people in your industry, okay? Because you don't want to be like copying people, and you don't want to be trying to speak the way that they do. You want your own voice, your own messaging. But there's plenty of people outside of your specific industry that I'm sure you admire, that I'm sure you follow, right? We can always use a dose of inspiration. We can always use that, right? So whether it's a celebrity, another business person, somebody who I follow, I adore, who really gives me that like, wanting to do more is Gary Vaynerchuk for me. Okay. I follow him. I will never unfollow him. Um, and sometimes you guys, I want you to understand, I'm not by any means perfect. I still have my days where, I have to work on my confidence, where I have to work on my self-esteem. It's not just like this one and done thing and oh, I've got all the confidence in the world. It's a constant process, right? So there are people who, like him, I follow, who give me that inspiration to get out there and do more and be more and share more and be more for other people. Okay. So it's not to draw comparisons because obviously, hello, he's, completely different than I am. Right. It's not to draw comparisons or make you feel like you should be further, but it is really to give you that inspiration. Okay. You know, People can inspire you to help you overcome challenges because they've overcome challenges. So for me, with him, one of the reasons why I really like him is because what he talks about as far as like, he was a shitty student in school. I was a terrible student. You could ask my mother, drove her crazy. I didn't want to be in school. I felt like it was, I'm talking high school and below. I hated it. I hated it. College, different, a little bit different because my, things were a little bit more free and stuff. But anyways, I really feel drawn to those things that he says about that stuff. And it gives me inspiration because even in college, I was a very shitty student. All right. I squeaked by. Um, doesn't mean I don't know things, you know, look at him, right? He didn't go to college. But I really like the stuff that he says. It really resonates with me and it inspires me because I'm like, you know what? Maybe I was a shitty student, but I know that I can still help people. I know the stuff that I have to offer and my knowledge can really change people, right? So find somebody that inspires you, follow them, get that inspiration from them. All right. Um, it can really help you because it can help you realize others have gone through challenges, right? And have persevered, and so will you will get through this. You will persevere with your confidence. I can tell you that if you follow small steps, take action every single day on them. Okay. But just take comfort in knowing that you can boost your confidence and you can become a very confident person. All right. I hope this episode helped you. Let me know if you have any questions. I would always love to hear from you. All right. I will talk to you soon.